Good afternoon, everyone. Today is another day of my Build Support Inspire series, highlighting all of the Black entrepreneurs that will be participating in our holiday virtual Vitamin M experience this weekend. That I am super excited about. The vendors are excited about it. I will announce our surprise speakers tomorrow, so we will have two dynamic speakers. Oh, there goes my earring. Today I'll be talking to Robin Turner of Violet Botanical Skincare. Um, I love Robin. She is an absolute sweetheart. She was actually a part of our virtual Vitamin M experience closer to the beginning of this pandemic, this crazy pandemic. So today we will be talking with her. We will go through her products, see if she has any new products popping up, and just find out what's been going on with her throughout this whole time. It's so good to stay connected during all of this, and I love to keep these platforms going and keep these events going just to, help continue to support our small businesses. And Robin is here, so let me invite her. Hello.
Hey, Kerry, how are
We
you?
both we both have our specs on today.
Exactly. Hold on, let me adjust my. Uh-oh, I'm up too high here. There we go.
Yep, you're
Nice.
good. I know I'm
Yay.
sitting here trying to adjust mine myself. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm good. I
Yeah,
was just telling everyone that um it's so good to try to, stay connected to you guys. And, it feels like the first virtual event wasn't that long ago, but it was. Like, this year is so crazy.
I know, I know, I know.
It,
It's been a crazy year, but you're right. It seemed like it was just like a couple of months ago.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we've been through seasons, seasons.
Exactly, exactly. And then now here in Los Angeles, we're back on a stay-at-home order.
I heard that. I
Yeah.
heard that my best friend lives in LA, and it's
Oh, wow.
it's it's been rough.
Yeah,
It's been rough
yeah.
in her household with everything going on. Hey, Mika. I am speaking with Robin Turner from Violet Botanical Skincare. Robin is another vendor that will be vending this weekend at the Holiday Vitamin M virtual experience. Robin, here at Vitamin M, our tagline is build our communities, support our business, and tell our story. And always love for my community to hear all of you guys' stories and how you started. And I know I ask you this all the time, but new people come on all, and it's so good to get reacclimated
Right,
to your
right.
brand. So if you can just briefly tell us your brand story and your journey.
Right, sure. So I start, you know how they say necessity is the mother of invention. So my son and my husband have eczema, and I was looking for something for their dry skin because the over-the-counter stuff wasn't working. It was just greasy, and the doctor wants to prescribe steroid creams, which over time makes it worse,
Mm,
and you just have to keep increasing the prescription. And so I just thought, no, it's nothing but petrochemicals, all these toxic chemicals. So no, let me think about another way to do it. And I remember growing up and sitting in my grandmother's kitchen, and my grandmother was always, you had an ailment, like she made a concoction. I mean, unless your
right,
arm was falling off and blood was shooting out everywhere, you weren't going to you weren't
right,
going to the
right.
doctor or the hospital.
Exactly. We're
And
gonna
you
get this
went.
home remedy.
Exactly. And she would
Yeah.
just whip something up. And, a lot of times it didn't smell good, it didn't taste good, but it worked. And so I
Right.
just thought, let me go back to my roots. Let me go back to what our ancestors used to do. They used to live off of the land, and
Right.
and they survived that long. And so that's when I just started researching and just started getting some education about African herbalism, Egyptian herbalism, even old slave folk remedies. There's even actually a whole
Mhm.
book on old slave folk remedies, and that's how I formulated my first body butter for my for
Wow.
the yeah for my son and my
It's,
husband.
it's funny because my girlfriend Krishna, the founder of Tea is the Name,
Uh-huh.
She just recently sent us a book about old slave back in the day home remedies and things like that.
Yes.
Because she always has like a home remedy for us. Like, oh, you just do this. I'm like, how do you know all this stuff?
Exactly. And our ancestors, they knew this stuff and they never wrote it down.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's like, and it seems like as industrialization and technology and modernization happened, they stopped passing those things down. So
Right.
now it's like, my grandmother's no longer with us, but now
Right.
it's like, let me remember, how did she do
How
this?
did
And
she
so
do
now
that?
you're going back and you're trying to figure this stuff out and
It's
research
almost like
and
old recipes. Like your
yes,
recipes don't really get passed down, and they didn't measure. So when
exactly.
you learn how to cook one of their dishes, they're like, sweetheart, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Exactly. I know. And like a pinch of this, like, what is a pinch? Well, you know what it is. Just put a pinch in. I'm like,
Right.
what's a pinch?
Exactly. Exactly. So it's been a little while. So let everyone know, like run down your product line, and I'm curious to know if you've brought in any new products in your line, and let's hear all the good stuff about Violet.
Okay. Okay. Well, in the product line, actually, I have a sample here. So we have our body scrub,
Mhm.
and everything comes in two aromas. It comes in the Egyptian, if you're more spicy, more spicy side, and then we have Queen of Flowers, which is more floral garden blend of flowers, and it's funny because they're unisex. Because I have men who buy the Queen of Flowers oil, like for their beard and stuff like that, and
Oh,
then I
it's
have
great.
women who love the Egyptian, which is more of a spicy, which men
Right.
typically
Typically, right. Yeah.
typically men like more of the
Right.
spicier scent, and so that's why I tell people it's unisex, and
Yeah,
so and then
absolutely.
we have our Queen of Flowers and the Egyptian. We have our bath salts. Right. And right now, I'm sure all of us could use a good soak after 2020.
Oh my God. And you know what? I have not been a huge bath person in a while because I've just always been on the go. So shower, that's all I have time for. Let
Right.
me tell you something. This year, I want all the bath products
I know.
because
You're like, you're being reacquainted to the bathtub.
reacquainted to the bathtub, reacquainted to self-care, reacquainted to, well, trying to
Exactly.
get reacquainted to me time as much as I'm allowed in this house. But
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And then we have our body oil. Now, this is our smaller size, the 1 ounce, but then we also have a 3.4 ounce of
oh,
our body oil. Now, this is marula oil. It's wild harvested marula oil that I sourced from Botswana,
nice.
from a women's cooperative. And you can also put that. My sister-in-law, she says, oh, I put 1 or 2, squirts in my tub. So speaking of bath, my sister-in-law
Yeah.
uses the body oil for that. And it's great also, like I said, for men's beards. Because everyone's now, these men are now growing like the corona beards, right?
I know, right? And they're into taking care of their beards.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why I'm like, men, you got to put oil on your beard. You need to get that skin that's underneath that beard. And this is really good oil. And the essential oils also that I use are skin loving essential oils. It's like, I will never have, say, tropical Hawaiian tutti frutti punch, like it, because
Mhm.
that's a
Right,
synthetic fragrance.
right, right,
I
right.
will always use, organic essential oils or wild harvested essential oils, but always the essential oils. Because, like I said, I started this because of my husband and son's dry skin to eczema. I'll always use essential oils that are going to be nourishing, moisturizing, and healing for the skin.
Right.
So that's and now also that was the determining factors of my 2 aromas that I have. And then I have my body butter, and our body butter is our best seller. I mean,
Oh,
the
I bet. That's
yeah,
a
that
nice
the
size
body butter.
jar too.
I know. I know. And with our body butters, I use Nilotica shea butter, which is a rare Ugandan shea butter. So it's a
Okay.
softer shea nut. And anybody out there, if you've ever dealt with shea, I've heard people say they have to put it in the microwave for a little bit, or you got to work it, work it, work it in your hands.
I just take my little fingernail and like kind of scrape it off the top and just keep
Exactly.
digging.
Well, let me show you the Nilotica shea butter. It's a softer the Nilotica shea. The Nilotica. I mean, it's just. I mean, you just just
Oh
nice and
wow.
light
Okay.
and
Yeah.
look
Oh
and
wow.
yes, you don't have to. You don't have to scrape it. You don't have to warm it. Look how it just
Yeah.
dissolved
It doesn't ball up as
right
you're
into my
rubbing it
hand.
on your skin. Oh, that's great.
Exactly, exactly. And that's because the Ugandan shea nut it's a softer shea nut. So when the women go out and they wild harvest it, they go out early in the morning and they wild harvest the shea. As a matter of fact, this is actually shea season right now. And
Mhm.
so it's so soft that as soon as they crack it, they can start making the shea butter.
Hmm.
Whereas the Ghanaian shea, the West African shea butter, it's a harder nut. That's why they have to roast it. And that's why it
Okay.
has that smoky aroma, and that's why it's a little harder.
Okay, that
So,
makes
so
sense.
that's why I like using the Nilotica shea butter for that one.
Okay.
And then we have our moisturizing body wash. And
Right.
our body wash, now, normally I say, like the harsh soaps are not good for your skin because it dries out your skin. It's kind of
Mhm.
counterproductive and
Yeah.
it robs your skin of your sebum of its natural oils. But
Right.
our soap is Castile soap, which is a base of olive oil and extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil, excuse me. And then also there's castor oil, which is also moisturizing, and castor oil is also cleansing. And it has honey, which is also a
Nice.
humectant, bringing
Yeah.
trapping in moisture. So that, I have people, and even myself sometimes, when you're rushing and you don't have time to put on your moisturizer, it's
Uh-huh.
moisturizing enough. It
Oh
like
wow.
it'll have a nice moisture to your skin, and because our line is a lot of anhydrous, it's not water based. I
Hmm.
don't have to
Hmm.
use preservatives because
Okay.
it's so funny because even preservatives have an expiration date, even though
Right.
preservatives are supposed to make things
It's supposed
last
to make
longer.
it last longer,
It's
right?
supposed to make it last. Right. Preservatives even have an expiration date, and that they're finding now, especially for Black women and brown
Mhm.
women, is that the toxic chemicals in the ingredients that we use, it's disproportionately affecting our health as far as higher incidences of fibroids and your cervical cancer and breast
Yeah.
cancer. Actually, is cervical cancer and breast cancer combined are the number two killer of Black women, and they're linking it to the toxic chemicals that are in our products,
Mhm.
and we're more
Mhm.
exposed. It's like
Wow.
less than a quarter of our products are considered clean and green, whereas mainstream products, they're over 40% clean and green.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I like to stick with the oil-based products, so I don't
Right.
have to use the preservatives and like with our body wash, like the oil will separate a little bit, and I just say,
They
what,
just pick
shake
it up.
it before each,
Mhm.
before each use, and then you use it. But
Mhm.
I'm really sticking to this line. I haven't added
I mean, you have
anything
enough.
new.
You have
Exactly,
everything covered. There's like
exactly.
really nothing to add.
Exactly. And then you can use it from head to toe, like the
Yeah.
oils, the body butter. When I run out of shampoo, the body wash will wash we'll wash our hair with. It's castor oil and honey and Castile
Right.
soap. I mean, these are things that people have used forever. I mean, it's lasted back to ancient Egyptian times, which is what the my Bath and Body line is based on ancient Egyptian herbalism and
Mhm.
aromatherapy.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Well,
yeah.
um, that's what I love. I always tell you that I love your packaging and I
Oh,
love how
thank you.
your whole product line ties to the history of Violet Botanical.
Yeah,
But it's great that you can literally buy everything from you.
exactly,
Everything you
exactly.
need.
Exactly. And then I think about, reducing, the product use, as far as, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people who say that they have, probably at least 15 products
Mm-hmm.
in their, and I'm trying to reduce, first of all, the use of so many products, because
Right.
people, they use stuff and they don't, first of all, with beauty, one size does not fit all. And so it could be the next buzzy big ingredient or product out there, and you try it and it doesn't work. You
Uh-huh.
have to find, first of all, what works for you.
What works for
Everybody's
you.
skin is
Yeah.
different, and what
Yeah.
works for you. And
Mm-hmm.
then people say, oh, well, this irritated my skin, or this. And it's because we're using so many different things that we're actually causing problems for
Right.
our skin instead of helping our skin. And when you think about, just generally about the beauty
Mm-hmm.
industry really, it points out your flaws, highlights it, makes you feel bad about it, then it
Mm-hmm.
sells you something to fix it, but then that causes something else, and then you got to buy something else to fix that. And it's like,
Yeah.
when you just
And
go
the
back to
thing is,
plant-based.
there's so many products out there. I only use plant-based at this point,
Mhm.
but once I find something that I see work on my skin, like I stick
Right,
to it because I don't want to go through the whole testing zone again. Like my skincare regimen has been from the same woman from Brooklyn for the longest
right.
because the second I run out of her product, and
Yeah.
if I don't order it in time, because sometimes you just forget, right? So if
Right,
I don't order it in time and the products haven't come back, and I need like a face moisturizer or something, and then I'll grab like a off the counter. And even though
right.
the off the counter is supposed to be for us, they still need to put preservatives on there because they need the shelf life, right? And within like a
Exactly.
few days, I have sensitive skin anyway, but my face is breaking out.
Exactly, exactly. And
So yeah.
that's what, and that's what I would really like. This is a good point that you brought up, is that that's what I really want Black and brown women to understand, is that when you find what works, and plant-based, there's I just read this research the other day that said that African hunter-gatherers and Amerindians, well,
Mhm.
they check the microbiome on their skin, the bacteria on their skin. We have, all bacteria isn't bad. We need
Mhm.
bacteria that fights off bad bacteria. And they found that the African hunter-gatherers and Amerindians, they had a better microbiome on their skin, meaning they had more good bacteria that fought off the bad bacteria than people
Mhm.
who live in urban areas.
Wow.
And so, right, and what they found out is that because building products, that our homes are built with building products,
Mhm.
household cleaning products, our
Mhm.
detergents, the again, a lot of the personal care products, all of these things are adding to destroying the good bacteria on our skin. And their theory is that because the hunter gatherers, the African hunter gatherers and the Amerindians, because they are more out and they're more in soil
Mm.
and more out in greenery.
Wow. It
We
makes
don't.
sense when you say that, but you just
Exactly. And that's why I say, just plant-based, we need, and they found,
Mhm.
on urban skin, they found less natural human and plant-based good bacteria on our skin.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
why I love talking to you, Robin? Every single time we talk, we get this great like history lesson or
Oh,
educational fact, like every single time.
oh,
That's
thank you.
that is very interesting and great info to know as
Thank
well.
you.
Because I
Yeah.
always say, especially with our businesses, there has to be a mindset change
Hmm.
because we're so used to, I call it the Amazon Prime mentality, right? When you
Right.
want to order something and get it immediately.
Hmm.
And when you're dedicated to supporting small businesses, and if you love the products, know that it's not a 2-day turnaround. Like you guys are
Right.
handcrafting these products.
You know, you're
Exactly.
putting love in these products and it's healthier for you. So just
Exactly.
once you understand that, you know what I'm saying, you could keep loyal to you guys. And that's what I
Exactly.
said. And also like it's also your own time management. Because like I said, like I have my face care products, right? And
Right.
then next thing you know, I'm running out. I'm like, oh snap, I should have ordered this last week. Now I have to wait. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But you have to know that it's gonna take time. You guys are literally making this by hand. But it's
Exactly.
better
Yeah.
for you, so it's worth it.
It is. And when you think about synthetic products, like you said, over the counter, when you think about synthetic products, what are they trying to do? They're trying to mimic what's in nature, but they're trying to
Especially
do it
now.
faster and
Yes,
cheaper so
yes.
that they can get a million out in a
Hmm.
day as opposed to, trying to get
Yeah.
a few out, and
Yep.
that's and what's the trade-off? What do you
Hmm.
really want the trade-off to be? Do I
Hmm.
wait a little while longer and get this really good stuff, or do I just want the mass produced that is still trying to mimic the plant-based stuff,
Right.
but yeah.
Especially now, and it's so interesting, especially with us, because we know like um we've been buying our own products, but like you said, when that trendy oil for the year is, you know,
Exactly.
one year it was all about coconut oil, the next is all about shea, but we've been using shea, right? We've been using
Exactly.
coconut oil, so it's interesting to see these big box brands
Right.
now really studying and finding out like what, and it's so frustrating because it's taking business away from you
Ex-
guys.
Exactly, exactly. And I was reading this research study, this research about the different African oils that come from the southern region of Africa, and they were talking about how there are patents with several big name beauty brands that are using the marula oil and the melodica shea butter, and they're getting these formulas patented. But here's the thing is that they're not going to use them in the percentage that I use them in. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like, whereas
right.
if someone says to you, oh, this is going to be, our body butter, and it now has that, Nilotica shea butter in there, that Ugandan shea butter,
Mhm.
it has it in there. But you're going to get such a small percentage because when
It's
you
just
look
enough
at
that you can market it.
exactly, because when you
Hmm.
look, I always tell people it's like, like the rule, like the first seven ingredients, that's about the bulk of what you're going to get, unless it's an active, because actives, you can't use a large amount of actives, like hyaluronic acid and that stuff. So you're going to get a small amount of that. And I was in the store one day, and there was a body oil, and it said marula body oil. I turned it over, I looked, and marula oil was like the eighth ingredient. So now you're only getting like this much of marula oil,
Right,
where is mine is 99%
right.
marula oil. And the only reason why I say 99% is because my essential oil blend is 1% of my formulation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's it. There's nothing in here. There's no other oils besides the marula oil and the essential oils. And that's another thing people have to look at. It's like they will like, oh, this, the new big hot brand. This is the hot brand,
Hmm.
but look at the ingredients. Are you going to get the same amount? Because if you did, it's, now it's even going to cost you more than $125 for their brand, for their brand. It's going to even cost you more if they gave you the amount I gave you at a fraction of the cost.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's insane, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's all a marketing game. It really is. It
That's
really
all beauty is. And I'm
is.
not saying that there aren't any products out there that work. That's not what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But beauty is all about marketing.
Mhm.
That's it's and when television came into play and color television,
Mhm.
that's really when beauty exploded and took off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, for those of you that are listening and you just tuned in, I am speaking with Robin Turner from Violet Botanical Skincare. Robin, please let everyone know how they can find you, how they can purchase your products, your website, your social media handles.
Okay, well, you can find me on the website at www.violetbody.net, And you can find me across social at Violet Body Me.
So sorry about that.
That's okay.
I have a spiraling 5-year-old. Okay.
I understand.
So yes, please follow Robin at Violet Body Me, and check out her website, violetbody.net.
Yes.
Right. And she will be at our virtual holiday experience this Saturday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the link to get tickets is in my bio. It's vitaminmholiday.eventbrite.com. The general admission price is suggested donation. So please come out. It's going to be shopping. I mean, if you guys are acclimated to the Vitamin M experience, turn it back on now. Oh my God, you have to love these boys.
Oh, I have a boy too. He's
Oh.
he's 15 now, but I remember. So
Oh my goodness.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I
No,
understand.
At this point, and you know what? I love how my husband acts like he doesn't hear any of this. Seriously, stop it before you get popped in front of people. So yes, so sorry. The Vitamin M Holiday virtual experience this Saturday. The ticket link. LaDon says hi, Jones. Yes, everybody knows Jones. The link in my bio is available. So come out. It's going to be shopping. We're going to have fun, interactive activities. We have a few breakout virtual lounges, so you can decorate cookies with LaDon from Blues Baking Bash. She's watching now. Another fun virtual lounge will be sipping coquito and chatting with B-Girl Click. So she's going to run through her famous coquito demo, and it's going to be a fun conversation about hip-hop culture and what she has in store for B-Girl Click. And then to ease our mind, we have another virtual lounge called Reclaiming My Light with Malika Karim. And that's all about meditation and easing your mind, something I need right now. So we have a couple speakers. I'm going to announce them tomorrow, but 2 dynamic Black women that will be speaking with us. So come out. It's going to be shopping, networking, a fun time.
Exactly.
And we'll have raffle gifts, of course, because we always have fun raffle giveaways.
Exactly.
Robin, thank you so much for being a part of the Vitamin M experience again.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. And also, I just want to let the people know that because of the Vitamin M experience, we've extended our Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday gift set sale. So it's $10 off of our gift sets plus free shipping. So we have extended that for you, Kerry.
I love you. Thank you. That's awesome. So you definitely got to come out. You got to come out and support Violet Botanical Skincare.
Definitely.
Please.
Yes.
Thank you, Robin.
So much. Thank you for having me, Kerry.
Of course.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. He ran downstairs now that it's over.
Exactly.
You have a great day. And thank you all
too,
of you
Kerry.
for tuning in.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.